What's up, everybody? I see a lot of people already in here. What's up? Welcome to the Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. I am your host, HBT. I am going solo once again. Like I said, Christopher Burton, he's out of commission for a while. But, guys, we are here live. I see Marcus Miller is in the building. What's up, Marcus Miller? I think I saw Armor Clark in the building. What's going on? Zach Minger is in the building. What's going on with Zach Minger? What's going on, everybody, man? Hey, we are here to rock the show. And right now we have Will Ospreay inside the ring, guys. Inside the ring. And we're going to go from here, guys. Let's swing this thing, man. Let's see how everything plays out tonight. Hopefully we have a good show. Last week was wasn't a great show. Let's just put it that way. But hopefully we have a great show tonight. And, hey, we get this thing rocked out, guys. Give me just a moment here. Get your comments as soon as I can. But let's go ahead and listen to Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay. I see my man Lucas is in the building. All right, give me just a moment here, guys. Lucas said, I have science live tonight. Okay. All right, guys, I got to get over Facebook. Got to do a little sharing here.
Whatever you guys want to do. Last week, I didn't get cleared to Forbidden Door.
Mag Magnum is in the house. What's up, Mag? Mag Magnum is in the house. What's going on? Greetings, Mag.
I can't wrestle. I said, stop that and take it in my own hands.
Woo! Man, I just got finished cooking. Well, just got finished preparing a meal for the family. And like I said, myself, and I'm hot. I am hot.
This is all on me. And I know what everyone's thinking. You don't want you to die.
Okay.
I'm aware of the risks.
Will Rally Sport is in the building. What's going on, Will Rally Sport? My girl, Christine, Saucy Girl, is in the building. What's going on, Christine?
Means so much to me.
Christine says hello to Mag. But yeah, let me go back so I can get all your comments.
That this generation is going to look after these three letters. Now I'm going to be the standard for this place. And what I'm going to do is, if it involves it, if there's even a small chance that I can't be Will Ospreay after Sunday, then you better believe on Sunday I'm leaving everything in this ring. But
as you come in, definitely go ahead and hit that like button. Whatever platform you're on, definitely hit the like button so this thing, the algorithm can pick this thing up and people can come in and start rocking with Straight Up Wrestling Show. Zach says, Happy National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day. And I see you on here, Marcus, man, and I haven't forgot about you. I just got to go in and pretty much figure out how to get this thing once again to put you on as a modulator or whatever you call it. But I will get that done. Armor Clark says, what's up, Harry and Christopher? How y'all doing this evening? Doing pretty good. Resting up some. Ate dinner before Dynamite. Cool. That's the way to do it, Armor. Don't wait till late. All right, Richard said, what's up, Harry? What's up, Richard? Marcus Miller said, Armor Clark, what's up, sis? All right, Marcus Miller says, salute to the SUW family, Straight Up Wrestling family. Marcus said, I'm ready to watch Trash or Mike. Everyone have a peaceful night and enjoy the stream. Lucas says, hi. Lucas said, I have science. Max says, greetings, Harry, and Straight Up Wrestling Universe. Lucas said, I just got out of church. All right, cool. Lucas said, also don't send link. Yeah, I know, Lucas, the only Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, right? Marcus said, what's up? I'm here to rock with the crew. Also, did you get the updates? I said, Clash of Paris is the last pay-per-view on Peacock, and Cena retirement match is scheduled for December 13th. I have not seen that yet, but I will go and check that out. I know you send it on. I forgot the name of the platform right now. I can't think of it, but I know you send it on Meta's other platform, which I don't really use a lot, but I will go and check it out. Christine says, hey, Harry and Straight Up Wrestling fam, how are you all? We're Rally Sport. Hi, Harry. What's going on, Rally Sport? Marcus said, Mag Magnum, what's good, bro? Why you don't save your homie LA Knight from Punk? I know you pissed. Christine says, Mag, hello, friend. Good to see you. Will Riley Sport High Chat. Lots of fans there tonight. 7,500 good and a lot for AEW. Raw gets 10 to 20,000 every week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, over in Europe, AEW is going to do good. Any wrestling, pretty much, that go over there that's from the states are gonna do well. Marcus said, Christine Saucy Girl, what's up, sis? Marcus says, salute, bro. Will Riley Sport, Will Ospreay, good one. One of my favorites in AEW. Yes, he is. He's pretty awesome. Will Riley Sport says, hi, Marcus. Marcus says, hey, brother, how are you? Marcus Miller says, at Christine Saucy Girl, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Christine says, hey, Will Riley Sport, how are you? And Christine says, very good, Marcus. Marcus Miller says, good. I'm good is where I send updates to. IG, yeah. Instagram. Thank you. Christine Saucy Girl says, hey, Alma. Mag says, greetings, Christine. Then Mag says, yeah, Marcus. Kind of upset at the whole LA Knight thing, but it's all good. Let's see what else we get, guys. Let's see what we get all night long. And hopefully, like I say, everything, hopefully we get a great show, man. That's all I can really say about this whole thing.
John. Ace of AEW, what? You need to slap head and geezer that needs an haircut to fight your battles. This Sunday, I am coming for you. So if you want to get rid of me, don't let your boys do it. Do it yourself.
Is there going to be an attack? Is there going to be an attack? Look at that. Ospreay is already getting ready. This is outrageous. Good. Okay. Oh, gosh, man. Wow. Why wrestling got to start off like this every week? Come on, man. Come on. Marcus said, Matt Magnum is all good, bro. At least he's constantly in the main event. Christine said, Marcus, what's your IG name? Your Instagram name.
Tanahashi hits the ring, and our first match of the evening is underway tonight on Dynamite. And one of the smartest in-ring competitors of all time. 25 career championships, including 8 reigns as IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time winner of the New Japan Cup, 3-time winner of the G1 Climax Tournament, and a man who said he will end his career January 4th, 2026 at the Tokyo Dome. He will wrestle his final match in the United Kingdom this Sunday at Forbidden Door. You can join us by scanning the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Buy now on Prime Video. Yeah, there's a lot.
Marcus said, Harry, what's your interest level on Jericho returning to WWE? I will be okay if it's just to have like 3 more matches and goes into the Hall of Fame. Man, I don't know. I just don't know. If he does that, I'll be, hey, I think I would like it. But to tell you the truth, as long as he don't go back there as a full-time competitor, unless he gets in tip-top shape, guys, for his age, get into tip-top shape. If not, stay out of the ring. Or just like I said, do a few retirement matches and let it go. All right, Marcus put MJM Ball of 1995 in there. Christine says, okay, Marcus, I'll look for you. Nice drop kick. Okay. Nice kicks. All right, Alma Clark says, what's up, Mag? Saucy Girl Marcus, how are y'all doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good. Rested up some. Been hot, humid, rained earlier. Yes, it's hot and humid around here, too. No doubt. Probably all over the South.
the cover far leg is hooked, but Speedball Mike Bailey more than equal to the task. The American Dragon Brian Danielson joining us for the entire night tonight on Dynamite for the first time ever from the announce desk. Claudio Castagnoli, emphatic slam. Claudio, a man that at one point, Brian, a very close friend of yours.
Yeah, I mean, all three of these men. I mean, I came in AEW.
Mark says, I'm a Clark. I'm doing great. Feel good, sis.
This is something that's hard for me to be out here for.
No, I'm sure it's hard for you to be out here with Wheeler Yuta out here because he's the man. Wait a second. Oh, brother.
Oh, God.
Here, within the referee's eye line, just pulled Kevin Knight. Red-handed, and now ejected by referee Bryce Remsburg. The right move, I can tell you that. She has been so instrumental in what the Death Riders have been able to accomplish in the ring. John Moxley's telling the referee to get out of here. But amid all of that, Claudio Castagnoli, the giant swing locked in.
Okay, nice drop kick. Kevin Klein, whatever his name is.
Making a hastier exit to the back as our opening contest continues tonight on Dynamite. Death Riders versus Jet Speed and Orochi Tanahashi. Don't go anywhere.
Mag says, greetings to Yama. Marcus said, Christine Saucy Girl, okay, just connect with me on there. I'll start sending wrestling updates to you daily at different times with breaks in between. Alma says, laugh out loud. B90, glad to see that cheesy girl got her upcomings, okay?
Time to congestion, first responders get more capacity, faster speed, and extended coverage, even in remote areas.
But I appreciate everybody coming in, guys. Came on a little bit late, but hey, appreciate each and every one of you coming in to rock with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Last week, we had a lot of people in on the stream. I was watching a little earlier today, Jim Cornette. They was talking about the ratings. The ratings, they did lose over 300,000 people in the stream last week or watching the show. It started out very high. The highest it started out in probably 6 months, 7 months, probably a year. Started out with over 800,000 people watching Raw last week, and it went down to like 500-some thousand at one time, then it jumped back up. So they ended up with like 690,000, I think, watching, which was a pretty decent number. But they did lose a lot of people as far as the show overall. They lost a lot of people. But, you know, Jim Cornette was wondering, him and his partner was talking, you know, they was basically talking about why is everybody watching, you know, how in the world they start off with this big number. They definitely started off with that big number because a lot of people went over to watch because they are disturbed by that news last week that ESPN and WWE has combined. So people are looking to see if AEW is worth it to go to just watching AEW. So that's what it was about. People pissed off at the WWE, but we ended up getting a bad show. AEW, that's the reason I was saying last week, man. AEW, when I was talking with Christopher Birdman, I'm like, they can't afford right now. They can't afford to have bad shows. They need to be hitting on all cylinders, guys, all cylinders, so they can pretty much gain new viewers. But, hey, it's not happening, man. It didn't happen last week. All right, Marcus said, Harry, mine is wife 127, bro. Okay. What? Mine? Oh, you know, you talking about Shafir. Mina Shafir. Okay. That's who you saying, Mina. All right. Nancy say, hey, Harry and Christopher, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Nancy, doing really well. Thank you. All right, roll up. We got to roll up. Marcus said, Harry, Mina's wife, 127, bro. I'm still collecting. I hear you, man. Who you think you are? You think you Solomon, man? Goodness sake. You like King Solomon up in here. Richard said, Harry, I'm watching AEW. Or King David, he had a concubine too. A lot of women. All right, let's see. Yeah, Richard said he's watching AEW. Appreciate you watching that, watching along with us, Richard. Oh, I see Brian Danielson is out there. Or is it Daniel Bryan? I think he called himself Brian Danielson here. All right, Marcus said, Harry, they still getting destroyed by a developmental brand, including last week. That's true. Marcus said, Harry, no Mina, the Japanese chick, bro. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were saying, okay. Shafir, okay.
And the mercenary Gabe Kidd from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, Claudio just gave Kevin Knight about 10 uppercuts. You can see he's woozy.
And Kevin Knight, what a nice drop kick. Clark says, good to see Daniel Bryanson. Yes. Nice thrust kick right there. Right up under the chin of John Moxley. It was Kevin Knight, man, putting in some work out there. Man, Wheeler Yuta need to cut all that beard or whatever. He's getting a little wild. Okay, I mean that Mina. Okay, I mean that. I know who you're talking about now. Mina Shikawa or whatever her name is.
Just very recently, as he's closing on his 26th year of in-ring competition, competed in his final G1 Climax tournament, a grueling month-long tournament New Japan holds every summer. As right now, though, Bailey sending Moxley to the floor, kick to the jaw, kick to the face of
okay, nice insecurity. Mike Bailey. Okay, I didn't suspect that. I thought he was going to jump in the ring. Okay, nice. Yeah, Willa needs a haircut and shave. Looks like a caveman, y'all. B90. I know he does. He looks like a caveman. I'm with you.
Wheeler Yuta in trouble here. As Tanahashi stringing together combinations at now Moxley and Claudio trying to save Wheeler Yuta, but jet speed to Tanahashi.
Oh gosh! Wow. Okay, twist and shout. Yuta looks like if Wolverine was on hobo at the back of a Popeyes drive-thru. All right, Marcus. Oh my gosh! What's up with the choreography?
Tanahashi in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Drilla Maloney, Clark Connors, and Robbie X. All members of the
Oh, you mean it's Chris coming on here? No, Chris will not be on here. You guys gonna see me for the next couple months, probably by myself, except for when we do shows outside of these lives. But Chris will not be able to come on the lives unless he comes over to the house or something like that. But where he's at right now, he can't do it. What in the world? Well, Will Ospreay done put the girl in the doggone body bag. God almighty, man. All right, congratulations to Jet Speed. I'm going to give that 2 stars, guys. All right, Marcus said, Harry, I said I'll take Roger Strong's Mina, 2 wife. Out 128, I'll fight him for her. Oh, man. Wow. Wow.
Beatdown being delivered here in Glasgow.
Brian, I'm glad you agreed to take your seat because right now.
Marcus Miller, Harry, Harry is on you mean, Chris. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Wow. Chris says, Christine, you just getting ready to be cousin is stand in for the next Adam Family's movie. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Mag. I give that opening match 2 to 2.5 stars. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with that 2. It could have been 2.5 stars, but I'm gonna roll with that 2, Mag. Maybe on the next one we'll jump it up, give it a little bump. Oh, that's Darby Allin. Ray said, hello, Harry. Hello, Straight Up Wrestling family. Raymond Underwood wants to get a first match 2.5 stars. Wow. I just don't. All I gotta say is make me believe it. That's all I'm saying. Just make me believe it. I just can't believe it. I don't understand it. Week in and week out, the same thing, the same old thing. Week in and week out.
Continuing the battle here tonight in the Hydro.
Yeah, Samoa Joe is so great.
God almighty, man. And the sad part is it's not just on AEW, it's WWE is doing the same thing too. They both companies are doing it. I can't take wrestling serious, man, when this is happening all the flipping time, guys.
It's a smart move.
Yeah,
Wow.
Ospreay's dropped. I'm really concerned about Ospreay's neck for Sunday.
Yeah, I was concerned before.
All right, Marcus said, Harry, if they did an AEW versus WWE Forbidden Door Survivor Series pay-per-view, who would you want on the match card? Wow. I'm definitely not going to say right now. Honestly, the main event should be like the Shield versus the Elite, with Cody joining the Elite again. That could work, Marcus. Marcus said Harry the Shield with Moxley joining the Elite of Omega, Page, and Cody in the main event. Okay. Michael Human went with 2 stars. Okay, so Nancy went with 2 stars too. Marcus said, same question to the Straight Up Wrestling family. If WWE versus AEW Forbidden Door Survivor Series, what matches would y'all want? Wow, man. Wow. I'm with y'all. I'm with Richard. I ain't even read it. I just see. Only thing I see is give me my old. I knew. Give me my old school wrestling anytime. I'm with you on that, Richard. When you're creative, you don't have to do this week in and week out. Sorry about that. It's just the truth. You don't have to start out your shows week in and week out, and you don't have to. The climax of your matches do not have to be an attack all the time. When you're creative, you don't have to do this. But creativity has been thrown out the window. Man. It's kind of like, let's say, hip-hop music today, rap music today. Lyricism has been thrown out the window. Just rolled out the door. And it's something that I hate to say, guys. I hate to really talk like that. I wish I could be one of those wrestling fans today that just roll with anything. Just roll with anything. Whatever goes is good. It's good.
Sign your contract and prove that you are more than an insecure, gutless coward. Listen to me, you son of a bitch! Forbidden Door! I execute that contract!
He just got out-duped by the world champion.
Marcus said, Harry, Richard is old school for real. I can't blame him have wrestling tapes going back to 79. I want to find out who has wrestling tapes going back to the 80s. I had plenty of them. I think I still got some, Marcus. I got a couple, not many. I gave away so many of them back in the day, but I do have some going back to the 80s of VHS tapes. All right, Marcus said, am I only about to be 30 on November the 24th? Well, hey, happy birthday, early birthday, Marcus. Alma said, I can't see him on the screen on YouTube, just live chat. Huh? All right, Smooth Realism, what's going on? Hey, you need to relax. You're talking too much facts. I hear you, bro. I hear you, brother. But, hey, it's called for it. I mean, you know, I had to look at a bunch of craziness Monday night, and now I have to look at a bunch of craziness tonight. I'm just like, wow, man. Look, I mean, I don't have to watch it, but hey, owe it to you, owe it to the fans, man. I just, you know, our friends, owe it to our friends, the Straight Up Wrestling family. But, you know, hey, supporting us, coming here and being with us. We owe all the support to y'all. I mean, you know, we owe it all to y'all because y'all are supporting us. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk, but I'm definitely gonna speak facts on here because this is just getting crazier and crazier by the week. Wrestling has got to change. Alma says 2.5 star match, 3 for the chaos going on after the match. I'm gonna go ahead and jump it up to 2.5 stars, Alma, since you came in and you chimed in, so that overrides us with the 2 stars. You know, me and Nancy, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump that on up to 2.5 stars, along with you, Ray, and Magnum. So I'm going to go ahead and jump that up to 2.5 stars. Now, the chaos, I'm not going to give it anything because I wasn't impressed with it. It didn't move me at all. I didn't hate it, but it didn't move me at all. So, hey, we're just going to keep that at that 2.5 stars for the show. For the match. All right, Marcus says, Harry, if you still have wrestling tapes back to the 60s, let me know. I'll be interested to borrow those tapes. I definitely don't have any from the 60s, bro. no doubt about that. Maybe, did you say the 80s again? You said 60s. I definitely don't have that. I had some dating all the way back to the 70s. Don't have them anymore. Because when me and my wife left our first house that we had together, she left a lot of stuff up in the attic, you know.
Back to school. Your home isn't clean.
I didn't know they was up there, Angela. You was the one taking all that stuff up in the attic. Yeah, I know you did. But I don't know. We were just getting out of there, Angela. We were just moving. Left so much stuff up in there. It's all good, though. Angela, I'm not blaming you. You know I never blamed you. I wish I had the stuff, but I definitely don't blame my wife. But yeah, a lot of stuff got left at our first house. All right, Black Rain 7920. What up? Who watching that ESPN event September the 20th?
We continue on Dynamite.
Whoa, let me turn this thing down, guys. I'm sorry. September the 20th? Black Rain, what event is they're having on ESPN September the 20th? I don't know nothing about it, Black Rain. I'm about to look it up. My girl Alma Clark says, I can see you now. All right, Alma. Richard said Marcus Miller, the best wrestling was in the 70s and the 80s. Yes, that's exactly right, Richard. Exactly right. Back then, hey, you had bookers that worked on that craft. Bookers. Guys that was back behind the scenes writing the stuff. And a lot of those guys was wrestlers. A lot of them was wrestlers, like Ole Anderson, Ernie the Cat Ladd, and, you know, George Scott, Sandy Scott, you know, those guys that was writing back in the day, you know. So Bill Watts, those guys was bookers, and, you know, Jerry Jarrett. I mean, well, Jerry Jarrett really didn't wrestle, but Bill Dundee and all those guys, man, Robert Fuller, those guys, they wrestled and they was bookers. That's all it is to it. All right, my man Smooth Realism says wrestling is best when it's larger than life with colorful gimmicks. Yes, sir. And various storylines with an emphasis on predictability and creativity. Yes, sir. Marcus said Black Rain 7920. Salute, bro. Smooth Realism says varied. Okay. No doubt, man. Smooth Realism, you on point. All right, we got Edge up in the ring, guys. Or you want to call him Copeland or whatever, or call him Cope, but he's in the ring. Where did I put my? Okay, here we go. Marcus said, Harry, yeah, I said 60s in my original comment. I don't need tapes going back to the 80s when I already have tapes going back to 79, bro. Okay, cool. Alma says, here comes Copeland. Yes. One thing about Roku, they had a lot of things, like wrestling classics and things like that. You can go back and watch things from 50s and 60s. Some of those shows have left. Some of them still on there. But sometimes you can go in there, you catch some of those, and then you catch a lot of old stuff. Same thing with YouTube too. But you just got to take time to really do it if you really want to go back and learn. Check out some of the history. Black Rain 7920 ESPN announced the pay-per-view. Okay. But check it out. Marcus says, Harry WrestlePalooza, a old ECPW pay-per-view headline by Cody versus Drew WWE title and Lesnar versus Cena. Okay. All right, Christian Cage coming out. Marcus said, Richard Hood, I know, bro. I got the product going back to 1979. Richard Hood says, Harry, the biggest star on AEW is Tony Schiavone. Yeah, exactly. And that's what really ticks me off about AEW, Tony Schiavone. Me and Chris have talked about this plenty of times before. I'm like, Tony Schiavone sits around like he don't know what's going on. Tony Schiavone can change the whole landscape of AEW. How it's ran all the way from from the announcing all the way to the product in the ring, to all the booking and the writing and creativity. He could change all that if he had the guts to stand up to Tony Khan and say, this is not how a wrestling company is run. This is how you do it. But Tony's just happy to get a paycheck, Richard. That's what's sad about it. I mean, he was the producer. He was the producer for. Hold on. All right. So, but yeah, Richard, Schiavone was the producer for. He was the producer for Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling for Jim Crockett Promotions for like 3 years straight. I mean, everything went through him. He the one set up the television production, everything. Dusty Rhodes used to have to come to him and tell him exactly what he was doing with the booking and all that. Tony Schiavone was over everything. He was the producer of that whole show. Only person that was over him was the executive producer. Really wasn't over him. It's just that they used the executive producer to go and say, okay, executive produced by him. But Tony Schiavone produced that whole show. So him sitting around acting like he don't know what's going on, man. I mean, this guy was on the booking committee. He was on booking committees back in the day with Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Man, I'm just like, Tony. And Tony done said it himself. He done said it on podcast, man. I can't stand this. He done said it. Jim Ross said the same thing. They both have downplayed the product in AEW. Tony done got himself in pretty decent shape for his age. Real good shape.
Well, I took some time and I did just that. I took some time, I went away, I looked within myself, I looked deep within my soul, and I did find myself.
Don't look like it to me, Christian. It's good to see you teaming up with Edge again, Copeland.
People might be wondering if Adam and I are on the same page, and I can assure you we are not by a long shot. There's been a lot of things said, there's been a lot of things done, there's a lot of scar tissue here, but I will say this, we're not on the same page, but at this point we're at least writing in the same book. greatest tag team of all time. But this is not a happy reunion. This is a reunion out of necessity. Because you see, Adam has agreed to help me with my Nick and Kid problem, and in turn, I have agreed to help him with his FTR problem. And beyond that, Adam, I'm going to look you in your face right now and tell you I can't commit to anything beyond that. But you have my word on this, and I know over the last couple of years, my word hasn't meant much to you. But I'll stand here before you in front of all these people in Scotland. I will stick my hand out. I will shake your hands. I will look you straight in your eyes and say that this version of Christian Cage, the version that found himself some 3 years ago, will be the best tag team partner you've ever had.
Edge gonna grab him and hug him again. All right, Nancy said, "Oh yes, back in the day, wrestling was great." Yes, it was, Nancy.
Well. Isn't this cute? Christian, what have you become? Pandering for the attention and the love of the people who you despise. You know what you are, Christian? Pathetic.
Is that Kip Sabian? He looks. Is it?
Who are you people to boo us? Who are you to boo a mother? And not just any mother. I'm the mother to the prodigy, Nick Wayne.
Christian. Cool. Sorry to interrupt this cute little reunion between two guys who claim that they're legends when they're both simply just hanging on to their careers by threads. We'll get to that another time. For now, let's address last Wednesday. Christian, you hit the ring to save an old friend of yours in Cope. And just like I said I'd always be, I wasn't too far behind.
Marcus said, "Harry, I'm never stopping calling him Edge. Don't know who was Cope. Just an Edge wannabe." Yeah.
Swinging it at me, attempting to take my life from me. You may have not gotten what you wanted in trying to take my head off, but you did get something that's just going to save your ass for the time being. And that was that you broke my foot. You put me on the shelf for weeks. You took Forbidden Door away from me. But believe me when I tell you this. If I would have showed up to Forbidden Door this Sunday, I would have turned what's supposed to be a very special reunion into a very quick farewell tour for Cope and Christian. I would have embarrassed you in front of the entire world. I would have taken your entire career away from you. So it's a blessing in disguise that I'm not going to be there on Sunday. Or is it? Christian Cage, I'm always one step ahead.
That was pretty good. Wasn't bad.
By that, he certainly has learned a lot of religion.
What the heck? Oh, snap. That dang lizard man is back.
We saw this man what he wanted last year. And now,
Wow.
back in the green and black. What does this mean for Cope and Christian Cage? He was an instrument of destruction for Christian Cage in the patriarchy. Oh, look at, he's got Cope.
Oh, snap. Boom.
Chop slam center of the ring. Christian didn't realize it. He had his attention on treated him well.
No, he didn't. Luchasaurus, the lizard man. Christian, you better watch. Choke slam. Okay, let them land. Let them both land like Bobby Duncombe used to say. The big cowboy Bobby Duncombe used to say, let them land, let them cry. Unbelievable, man. And I'm not talking about no Bobby Duncombe Jr., guys. I'm talking about Bobby Duncombe. All right. Wow. Smooth Realism says, granted, it's his own fault, but damn, he didn't even come out to hip-hop. He was a legit creative character and not playing a common stereotype. Marcus says, Harry, that's the pay-per-view happening on September 20th. Okay. All right, Smooth says, granted, it's his own fault, but damn, he didn't even come out to hip-hop. He was a legit creative character and not playing a common stereotype. Yeah, that's true. Black Rain 7920, WrestlePalooza is the name of the premium event. Oh, gosh. I'm about to check this thing out, man. I'm about to check it out because I'm a little lost on it. Really lost on it because I don't know what's up. Mark said Black Rain 7920 already told everyone here, but thanks for confirming it again. Then Marcus says, in my opinion, the only big star in AEW is Tony Storm. Everyone else sucks, including my wives, mostly Mercedes dumb. Wow, dude. All right, Realism says he probably sees wrestling too deep in the Indies smart vortex. He probably feels like it'll be pointless. Okay. Here, my man Mark Magnum says, hey, Harry, in my opinion, Tony Khan is wrestling version of Jerry Jones. What do you think? Yes. Pretty much. Pretty much. He got all kind of talent. And, you know, he has successes. He's had plenty of successes, but he always failed when it comes down to it. It's like he goes into those playoffs, which you call his pay-per-views, and does really well. And then he comes back out, and then he has to face reality week in and week out when it counts. I'm a man. Richard said Tony probably can't do anything because his hands are tied. That's true. They are. And you know what? But he had a chance to up and lead. David Crockett wanted to start back. David Crockett has the Jim Crockett Promotions back that's been handed to him, and he wanted to start that again and Tony Schiavone was going to be in control of that. Tony Schiavone basically turned it down and took the promotion from Tony Khan. So I mean, I know not Schiavone. I know David Crockett don't have the money that the Khans have, but Tony Schiavone could have pretty much been riding his own ship over there if he would have went with Crockett. But, you know, Crockett, you know, he's older. He can't do it without Tony Schiavone. He just can't. Wells Fargo has donated roughly $420 million to help small businesses. Marcus said, Magnum, I see Tony Khan as being the Doc Rivers or Anthony Bennett of wrestling promoters. Michael Human says, oh, yes, Tony was a great man. You could know it was going down that night at Spartanburg. You was on your feet and yelling a lot, laugh out loud. Yeah, Tony Schiavone knew his stuff. He knows his stuff. He really does. Black Rain said Marcus Miller is not that deep, bro. Marcus said Black Rain 7920. What do you mean, bro? I was agreeing with you. All right, Marcus Miller says, by the way, are you a Bears fan with the profile picture? Because I'm hopefully Caleb Williams has a big year talking about MVP numbers. It's going to be interesting to see.
Hold on. old saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And right now, currently, our enemy is looking for moi. So what would happen?
Matt says, nice to see Kill Switch back in the ring. Oh, yeah. Matt said, there's my boy, Mark Briscoe. Yep.
You know, Max, normally I love to see you run around here stressed to the max, like a chicken with your head cut off. However, Mark Briscoe, he irks me. And I think we owe him a little something. So you got yourself a deal.
Will Riley Sport, nice to see Kill Switch back out the year, that awful health condition he had. My girl Alma Kill Switch back. Payback is you know what. Richard said, Harry, do you remember Pat Song and Bobby Duncombe as a tag team? Yes, sir. Will Riley Sport, Lizard Man, laugh out loud. I thought that was Mr. Iguana, Harry. Gosh, wow. He takes the cake. But I've always called Kill Switch Lizard Man before he started going with Kill Switch. When he was just Luchasaurus. Will Riley Sport WWE pay-per-view is exactly the same time as AEW All-Out pay-per-view. And WrestlePalooza, what a crap name. ECW pay-per-view. Apparently, how petty is that by WWE, Harry? Yeah, pretty petty. Pretty petty. Will Riley Sport, same day, same time. Woo. Yeah, they're trying to swallow them up. They are definitely doing that. All right, Richard Hood says Tony used to broadcast the Gwinnett Braves. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Brian, this Eliminator tournament, it has been action-packed, but things got very physical this past Saturday on Collision.
And the team down in Raleigh, too, when they had a baseball team in Raleigh, when Crockett owned that team.
It's really unfortunate what's happened to FTR since they've joined Stokely, from a personality perspective. But you can't argue.
Yeah, if I had a bunch of money, I had hundreds of millions or $1 billion or whatever, I definitely would start a wrestling company and say, Tony, you got it. Hey, anybody you want to handle, you want to hire or whatever, go ahead and do it. Let me know, though, because I definitely want to see. But definitely, man, I just let Tony have it. I mean, Tony Schiavone. I'm talking about Tony Schiavone. I would let him have it. Let him go at it. Tony knows this business. And he knows what works. I mean, he might be afraid right now and think, oh, wait a minute, the young generation might not want the wrestling that I have. Might not dig it, might not want to roll with it. But that's untrue. That's untrue. Because every time they have a long, drawn-out match, a big fight, a big match, like an old Iron Man match or whatever, what happens? Everybody praises it like crazy. Everybody, everybody in the arenas that, Bryan Danielson, who was Bryan Danielson against? Was it CM Punk? No, not CM Punk. He went an hour with, what did he go an hour with? That first time, I think it was Kenny Omega or whatever. I can't remember, but either way it go. Anytime there's an iron match or anything like that, people praise it. People go crazy for it. I mean, you can have old school wrestling today. No ins, ands, or buts about it. Anytime we do it on the indies, on the indie shows, everybody, man, all the young people, the older people, everybody put their phones down and everybody into every single match. Just amazed at it. But then you have some goof come back the next week and booking a show or whatever and mess up everything. Everything. Where Rally Sports says I'm a Saints fan myself. Yeah, my mom, that's her favorite team. She's crazy about it. She's crazy about them. And I'm not even American. I'm English, watch NFL since 2007. Okay, Will Rally Sport. Yeah, my mom loves New Orleans Saints, man. She loved those Saints.
FTR is going to win the strategic and tactical battle.
Will Rally Sport, I don't know if they serious about it or not, but they finally talking about putting a team over there in London or something like that. I don't know if they ever will do that, but they've been talking about that for a long time. And I remember the first games. I remember when they played the first games in England, Will Rally Sport, years ago, back when I was, I was a teenager or, basically right as I'm maybe my senior year in high school or a couple years after that when he first started playing over there. And you guys just went crazy over those kicks. If a kicker missed a field goal, them English, Them people in England went crazy. Because that's the only thing y'all understood at that time. You really didn't understand the rules of the game. I don't think the NFL was really being broadcast that much over there. I mean, our Super Bowl been broadcast overseas for a long time, but I don't think our regular season was being broadcast over in Europe back in the 80s or whatever. Because that was back in the 80s. But I remember when we first started playing games over there. I'm just like, oh, okay. But I'm glad that everybody over in England finally, start catching on and really become big fans of the NFL. But yeah, I don't know about them putting teams overseas like that as far as football. All right, but hey, might be cool. I wish NFL Europe would have made it. I wish that would have been a little better. And I know we have club football, pro football over in a lot of different countries. They have club football. I mean, it's a pro version of like the NFL. But, because I know a lot of guys who I went to school with and played football with that went and played over in Japan and Germany and places like that. Some of them traveled to different countries and played. And, yeah, so they're trying to get me over there to play. I'm like, nah, overseas. I'm like, nah. All right, not Will Rally Sport. My man Richard Hood says Francis Crockett brought Tony Schiavone into wrestling. Okay, that is cool. Will Riley Sport says Saints. Who that? You seen WWE Vault is good. Okay.
Standoff here as Cash Wheeler tagging in. And Candido electing.
Will Riley Sport Darren Brazil this year. NFL game is free on YouTube. If you didn't know, September the 4th, think it's Chiefs versus someone. Okay.
Exactly when to tag in and out at every moment. And, we've seen as of late, as you mentioned, the success since aligning themselves with Stokely, that Stoke always willing to play a role in the victory and success of FTR, and doing it behind the referee's back.
And what is crazy, guys, is back when I was in Australia back in like 2002, 2001, 2002, and I saw the great kickers that they had over in for rugby, and I talked about it back then, and people was laughing at me over in Australia. I said these guys need to come to the NFL and play. They need to come to America and go to college or whatever, and they need to kick. These guys are great kickers. Everybody was laughing at me. Now we got a bunch of kickers from Australia and places like that. They play rugby. But, I seen that way back, guys. I seen it way back. And I just wish I would have put a bet down or something that we'll have these rugby kickers come over and kick. But they come to our universities. Now they're in our universities and they go and play in the NFL and everything. Great kickers. All right, Will Rally Sport, my opinion, Tony Schiavone is an awful commentator. He just says this is amazing. Now, no, it's not Tony. He's annoying, but different fans like different people. Well, Real Rally Sport, that wasn't the case back in the day. Tony Schiavone was a great commentator. He really was. Now he's very annoying because it just and I put it down to what he has to work with when it boils down to it. I think Tony's annoyed, so Tony just go out there and say that's amazing or whatever. He really don't put in what he used to put in back in the day, and maybe it had a lot to do with the people that he used to work with. He used to work with Jim Ross, David Crockett, Bob Caudle, and I'm talking about, you probably don't know who Bob Caudle is. A great commentator, one of the best in the world, man. My second favorite, probably number 2 after Bob Caudle, and number 2 after Gordon Soley, and then probably right in front of Jim Ross. But Bob Caudle was amazing. David Crockett was okay. I mean, he was a good man to bounce off of, but David Crockett really wasn't that good at it, but he was decent. But Tony Schiavone was he was very good as a commentator. But now, no, nowhere near. So I agree with you on that, Will Rally Sport.
Absorb the pile driver and now return it fire on FTR.
All right, Will Raleigh Sports. I mean, Mag, my man Mag Magnum says, glad to see you like American football, unlike the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins.
Once again, athletic ability, or this time a man impervious to pain is trumping strategy. Combinatoric combo.
Okay.
Splash, Bandito, the legal man for his side. And
All right, Marcus Miller said, yeah, it was Omega versus Danielson. Yeah, that was an hour long during his debut AEW match, I believe. I don't think it was his debut, but it was close to it. But I appreciate that, Marcus.
great case for themselves here tonight on Dynamite.
Yeah, but it's not about thinking.
But that was an outstanding match. Everybody got into it. It didn't matter. I mean, but fans love to see real wrestling, young and old. It doesn't matter.
See it in Stokely.
That's why when it boils down to it, Ric Flair is the most respected person in that ever did it. Doesn't matter if you like other people. I know there's a lot of people like other people, but Ric Flair, he gets respect because he was in so many of those 60-minute matches, even a few 90-minute matches with people like Barry Windham and Ricky Steamboat. Man, he was just incredible in the ring. He went in there and really wrestled. His ring acumen can't be debated. Man says, I believe the Chiefs are playing the LA Chargers in Brazil. The San Diego Chargers, man. San Diego Chargers. I don't care if they do call themselves the LA Chargers. Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. But I know they're the LA Chargers. Black Rain 7920 says, facts, the Bears punter is Australian. Yep. All right, let's get on with these comments. I'm trying to knock all of them out. Okay, but I see they still going on with this match, though. That's it, Chargers. Thanks, man. All right, Smooth Realism. I'm not traveling anywhere outside of D.C., Maryland, and Virginia anytime soon. Definitely not going to a foreign country. All right, Marcus Miller says, Matt Magnum, I hate the Chiefs. I was happy to see the Eagles feast on them, and I'm not even an Eagles fan. But, Mag going to love the Chiefs because that's where he's from. Mag said that should have said, I like the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins. I know what, Mag. I was going to go ahead and correct that because I knew. That's not good. That's not what Mag meant. Will Raleigh Sports said, now, sorry, Harry, but back in the day, agree he was good. Yep. Yeah, he was very good. Tony was very good. All right, Max says, I know saying something about the Kansas City Chiefs. I was going to get jokes from the peanut gallery. I have an idol. I'm not really into this match, guys. Should be, but I'm not into this match. Marcus said, Harry, WWE is counter-programming AEW pay-per-views. Yes, they are. It's because all the trash talking Tony Khan and AEW as a whole was doing towards WWE for years. Now Triple H and TKO is giving him his receipts. No, not really. That's not really what's going down. They are trying to blanket AEW. They're trying to take them out of business because WWE cannot gain fans out here. They can't get fans from the general public, people to come and get interested in it outside of wrestling. So what they're trying to do is squash AEW and trying to, in that way, AEW's fan base, and a lot of them would. A lot of their fan base, not all of them, but I say it'll start out probably 30%. 30 to 40% will come back and start watching AEW. And after a while, they will get 70%. They will get 70 to 75% of those fans back. So you're talking about a good remnant of probably 420 to 450,000 fans that will come back and watch WWE. So the way they look at it is worth it to try to crush AEW. They want to finish them off. They want to make them quit. No ands, and buts about it. That's exactly what they're doing because they cannot generate fan base outside of the fan base that they have right now. They are losing fans. They're losing fans. So, I think Triple H is regretting some of the things he said. Hey, if you're not a fan, if you're not out there yeeting, you're not a true fan. And if you don't like it, you're not a true fan. This guy arrogant enough to think that the fans wasn't going to turn the channel or not watch anymore. Crazy. Just flat out crazy. But yeah, they trying to blanket. They trying to blanket AEW. I know it has something to do with Tony Khan and the things that he was saying and everything like that. But they're trying to blanket him. They're trying to take him out of business. And hey, it's a bad thing to do when it boils down to it, but it's totally legal. It's totally legal. I mean, he can do it. Richard Hood said Gordon Soley was the best commentator. Yes, he was. Gordon just had a problem with that drinking, man. At the end, I had no clue to tell you the truth. But I could tell his last 2 or 3 years in the business, he wasn't the same person. I mean, he was still good, but there was something that was something dark that was pretty much messing with Gordon Soley. He just didn't sound right. He just wasn't as quick with it. I'm like, come on, Gordon, what's going on? And he really wasn't that old. He hadn't really gotten too much older. He just was losing it, man. Wasn't on point the way he was earlier in his career. But then I found out, he was doing all that drinking and everything. But yeah, he just, he had a demon. He had a demon, guys. But yeah, Gordon Soley was incredible. Marcus Miller says, Harry plus AEW fans want AEW to be competitive to WWE. Now, WWE is treating them as such, even though the competition died when Cody left. That's true. Max says, I hear you, Harry. I will say the Oakland Raiders laugh out loud. Yes, exactly. I still say the Baltimore Colts, man. And I still say the St. Louis Cardinals, too. St. Louis Cardinals, the Baltimore Colts. Even though when they went to Arizona Cardinals, who did they go to before that? Didn't they go somewhere before that and became another Cardinals before that? St. Louis Cardinals, and they went somewhere, and then Arizona Cardinals. Was it Phoenix Cardinals? I can't remember or whatever. They St. Louis to me, bro. Back when they had Jim Hart, Roy Green, and all those guys. I mean, they were just, to me, they St. Louis Cardinals. So I forgot what he called themselves now, man. But oh my gosh, I can't even think of it right now because I can't even think of the team's names. Trying to be into this wrestling thing. Marcus said, Harry, so AEW fans can't cry now. They wanted a war now that WWE is giving them. Now it's a problem. Those terrible fans want to bark, but don't want to get bitten back. Okay. Nice brain buster right there from Dax. All right. Marcus said, Smooth Realism, Toni Storm is straight up 80s, 90s character, and she's the most critically acclaimed wrestler on the planet. Won Woman of the Year again. Yes, she did. Nice drop. Nice elbow smash from Cash Wheeler. Marcus says, I give Toni Storm credit for helping Mariah May, Blake Monroe up her character. Now she has the it factor. Mm-hmm. Smooth Realism, Ed Cross, LA Knight, Chelsea Green, and Naomi, they're over like Rover. Marcus said, Harry, I can't blame WWE for trying to get AEW to be number 2 after the whole WWE is the Harvey Weinstein comments. You mean TKO. Not TKO, but TNA, number 2. Tony Khan said in the comments he made towards Undertaker, Cena, Triple H, and HBK. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tony Khan is not innocent in this. So the whole thing is, anytime that somebody come at you like that, you have to step up and you have to compete. But the way to compete, and to me, you're not going to compete with WWE as far as television production. You're definitely not going to do that. You have to compete with your product in the ring. Give us a good product. I'm talking about give us the best wrestling. And I'm not just talking about your pay-per-views. Your TV product has to be off the heezy for sheezy, guys. They have to do it week in and week out. That's the way you battle AEW. That's how you combat AEW, is giving us the best product possible week in and week out. And if they can't do that, guys, they are in trouble. Because WWE is going to continue to come after them, continue to come after them, continue to come after them. But they have irked a lot of people with this ESPN deal thing. If they would be on free TV and let everybody see it, WWE will wipe them out. They will wipe them out. If I was on the CW, which is free TV, I'll put my main stuff on there. I would. I'll make NXT a top brand, and I would put top guys on there. The whole thing. That would not be developmental no more. It wouldn't. I would go hard with that. All right, Marcus Miller says, Harry, I can't blame WWE for trying to get. Okay, I got that. Smooth realism, they all have over the top gimmicks, and it still works nowadays. Old school formula is the. Okay, I don't know what you got there. I guess you're saying it's the bomb, is it's the hardcore, is what it is. It look like a weapon you have there. Is the key. I'm sorry, Smooth realism. Marcus Miller says, getting them to number 3, my bad. Oh yeah. Smooth realism, Mariah is pretty good, better than most on NXT. I like her, and so Ruka. I hear you, Smooth realism. But yeah, I can't blame Triple H for what they do on the TKO holders, because if I was running WWE, or if I was booking it or whatever, I'd be doing the same thing. I would be trying to wipe them out completely. But it's not good for wrestling, because what you'll have is the only big dog then would be WWE. It really would be. Competition is good, guys. Competition is good. Mag says Arizona Cardinals. I thought so, Mag. They still Arizona Cardinals. Thought so. But that's still the St. Louis Cardinals, if you ask me. And Mag, I know you remember the St. Louis Cardinals. Richard Hood says drinking is the reason Crockett didn't hire Soley. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He would have worked real well in Mid-Atlantic. Marcus Miller, smooth realism. Facts, bro. She's incredible. Smooth realism. Sol Ruka can be the babyface they wanted Lyra to be on the main roster. Man, Sol Ruka is very good, very talented, very athletic. Not as good as Lyra Valkyrie. But she's definitely pretty much almost primed for the main roster. I will say that. Marcus said, smooth realism. I like your tape. You like your takes, bro. You know wrestling for real. Yes, he does. All right, Mark. Smooth realism says key. Yes, sir. That's what I was thinking. Smooth realism. I had to look over here on the right hand side to see that, because I couldn't really see it on the screen that good. I saw it, but it looked like a tool or something. Man. This match been going on kind of long here, guys. This match has been going on a long time. I don't know about all this.
To challenge the Hurt Syndicate for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. We are in the midst of finding out FTR, the two-time former AEW World Tag Team Champion, seemingly in the driver's seat, but Bandito and
all right, Bandito, that's nice.
Not this one yet. Double Hurricane Rana. That was unbelievable, Brian.
That was nice.
Bandito, he's been struggling to make the tag on Brody King. And now perhaps the door has been opened. Look how much blood is there. It's on his shoulder, on his head, everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely losing steam, Mad Magnum. That's another problem that they have. Somebody should be in that ear of that referee. They need to be letting them know, hey, speed this thing up. Let's get it over with. Go towards the finisher. It's a little too much. Okay. Okay.
Brody King. Moving with a sense of purpose here. The cover, 2. No, Cash there to break it up.
That was a great save by Cash, really.
Marcus said, Magnum, I thought you fell asleep. These matches currently is getting tiresome. I'm only awake because of the stream, to be honest. All right, Marcus says, fail. Says being fell asleep. Black Rain 7920. Yo, Harry, Arizona Cardinals started in Chicago long before any of us laugh out loud. Yes. Yeah, they used to be the Chicago Cardinals years back. Exactly right. One of the oldest teams, man. Yeah, they was the Chicago Cardinals back in like the 40s, I believe, something like that. I used to read all the football almanacs and everything like that. I still got them. You know, had all the records and all that stuff back in the day. But yeah, Chicago Cardinals started a long time ago, Black Rain 7920. And you definitely going to know because you up there in Chicago.
Yeah, don't waste time, Bandito. Right. When you go, Stokely got his leg.
Stokely grabbing the boot. Bandito reclaims the mask. Dash got caught.
Yeah, and I still can't get over that Cleveland Browns moving over to Baltimore, becoming the Baltimore Ravens. Cleveland Browns thing, that still gets to me, guys. I'm just like, this is a bunch of crap, man. Yeah, and Indianapolis Colts, that's the Baltimore Colts to me. Even though I do name the teams by where they at now, it's just wow. It's kind of hard to leave what you knew as a kid and, and change it all up. And I'll never get used to that Washington Commandos thing. I hope they change it back to the Redskins, guys. Sorry, I don't care. I just don't care. I want that thing to be back to Washington Redskins.
Yeah, Dax Harwood has a tremendous jab.
And don't care who gets it done. Put it back to the Redskins. Even though I'm not a Redskins fan, never have liked them, always hated that team. Probably outside of the Redskins, the worst team, my worst team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hated them worse than anybody. But, yeah, Washington Redskins was right behind them. They was number 2. This match, I'm not going to say this match is incredible. I don't know what in the world to say about it.
With this battle, yeah, they're probably looking forward to Sunday with the way these two.
I don't know what in the world to say about this match, and that's just to be honest with you. Where in the world am I at with these comments?
Bandito and Brody maybe thinking of their own version of the power and glory, but instead Cash sends Bandito crashing to the outside, and Brody rough landing for him on the top turnbuckle.
Oh, Dax isn't going to.
All right, Marcus says, Man Magnum, I thought you fell asleep. These matches currently is getting tiresome. Yes, sir. You already got that one. I mean, Phil. Black Rain says, yo, Harry, Arizona Cardinals started in Chicago long before any of us. That's true. Goodness sake. Man says, I'm awake. Marcus, just not a lot to talk about this match. Exactly. This match is being overhyped. All right. Smooth says Soul has a better look, can talk better, has an actual gimmick, has more innovative moves. I feel like she's superior in every way. Laura is borderline generic. That's true smooth realism, but she has something, man. It's just some people have something. There's sometimes you can look at a wrestler, they have better moves, they have a better gimmick, they have everything that you want in a wrestler, and sometimes that generic person that you're talking about just have them in some kind of way to where you want to see their matches more than you want to see that person who has all that, the person who's more charismatic. I mean, Sting was very charismatic, more charismatic than Flair, but Flair was better. It was better watching Flair. It really was. More people would rather watch the Nature Boy Ric Flair, even though Ric Flair was older. He had got up there in his early 40s when him and Sting was really warming up. But Flair was at another level. Ricky Steamboat had a better, as far as ring acumen, he was a better wrestler, had better moves and everything. But Ric Flair just had it. He had it on him. Some people just have that it factor, and Lyra Valkyrie, she just does. She just does. I mean, Sol Ruka she's a beautiful girl. a beautiful female, and she gets in there. She's very athletic, and like I said, man, she can do a lot of different things. But it's all it's. I would call her a female Sting. I mean, incredible, incredible. But like I said, she needs to find that. She needs to find that balance. She needs to find that balance before she's pretty much crowned queen. I mean, you look at somebody like Bianca Belair. She got every single thing, got everything. But later on in her career, like within that last year, maybe the last 16 months of her career. I mean, before she went on this little hiatus that she's been taking some time off. But she became another, she just became outworldly, man. She just became great, outstanding. She found that balance. It just wasn't just power. Found that balance, and that's what I'm saying. So Ruka, she has to find that balance. You can have all of it. You can have all the intangibles, but there can be something about you that's missing. And I see it all the time because me and Chris, like I said, we book these wrestlers and we put on shows. And I see a lot of guys out here on the indies, they got it all, but there's something missing, man. There's just something there that's missing. And if you're a good booker or you're a good promoter, a lot of times you can tell them exactly what it is. You can pinpoint it. And sometimes the wrestler can do that. But, yeah, there's something about Soul Ruka. There's something she's missing right now. And it's youth. It's all about youth. God almighty, they tripping me out with this match. All right, Smooth Realism says, Laura can put up on a good match and can wrestle, but that's all she has. Hey, man, hey. Goodness sake.
That's unbelievable. Bandito counters the shatter machine with a DDT. Dax, he doesn't realize it. Dax, he thought it was Cash that was grabbing him. He left his guard down, and now Bandito poised to deliver the 21. But no, Cash grabs onto the wrist, and now Cash, trip. Dealer's choice here for Bandito. He's going to try it again.
That's where he messes up.
Oh, wait a second. Now almost a 42 plex, but now.
Oh, gosh. That should be it. God almighty. All right, guys, let me hook up. What a match we are seeing tonight. Okay. Mark says, Magnum, that's hilarious. Okay, now people going with that "this is awesome" chant. I don't think so. Christine, what happened? That Brody is bleeding. Yeah. He's got busted open somewhere. Oh, they down to seconds. This thing about to end. Smooth Realism, Laura could have been good if they had gone with her original gimmick. They advertised as an Irish bird spirit that lived in the wilderness. Her vignettes before debuting in WWE. Yep, exactly. I did like that. Vignettes were fire. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh, man. Wow. He hit hard. Richard said, Harry, remember when the Baltimore Colts left in the middle of the night? Yes. Yeah.
But wait a second, Bandito. Bandito, he doesn't realize it.
Marcus said, Harry lied about Kyrie, his wife, 129. I hear you, Marcus. Matt said the longer the match goes, the more stars are dropping off. Exactly.
However, Tony Khan has just made it official. Both teams will be facing the Hurt Syndicate for the AEW World Tag Team title.
Oh, gosh.
A three-way match for the AEW World Tag Team.
Smooth Realism, then she showed up and just started smiling and being generic. I thought she was about to start chilling in the rafters. Instead, she's shooting terrible promos and using online lingo. Marcus said, Harry, I'm also claiming Thekla as wife 130. Wow, Marcus. Marcus said, Magnum just watched Tony Khan go to be the first promoter in wrestling history to give the first 24-hour match, 20-hour pay-per-view. Oh my God, Smooth Realism says, I will say this I don't like about Soul. Smooth Realism said, I've seen her botch a lot. Yes, that's true. Mag says, Marcus basically cracking up. Marcus says, Smooth Realism, why I feel like you hitting on one of my wives. Soul Ruka, stop it. She's mine. Oh my gosh, guys. I had that match at 3.2, but I can be persuaded to go 3.3, which is 3.5 stars. Smooth Realism, yeah, but Lyra has nothing but appealing outside of her wrestling. Soul is only on NXT and has more buzz than Lyra. No. That's not true. That is not true, Smooth Realism. She don't.
Swerve is a great wrestler. Swerve is a great athlete.
All right, Marcus said, Magnum, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Tony Khan be on a lot of drugs. Don't be shocked once it happens. You heard it from me first. Yeah, it seemed like he's on some drugs, man. Been seeming that way for a long time. All right, Smooth Realism, she's attractive. I'll give you that, Marcus. Smooth Realism, Soul be splitting bars too with her wordplay like she was when she was talks about snatching souls. Yeah. Look, man, I haven't been watching NXT, so I haven't watched NXT in a long time, in many months. So I have to go back and really check out the things that Soul Ruka is doing. So kind of being a little unfair right now. I can't really rate her because for like the last since they've been on CW, me and Chris only watched a couple shows. All right, Marcus said, Smooth Realism, thank you, bro. I know how to find attractive ladies. So, yeah, I have to go back on that as far as Soul Ruka go. Smooth Realism, can someone name one thing outside of wrestling and her looks that's good? Smooth Realism, if y'all crushing on her, I get that, but objectively, I just don't see it. Well, I guess a lot of other people see it, man, because I tell you what, people were really into her as far as her beating Becky, her run with the women's what the heck is the title that she had? The Women's Intercontinental Championship. A lot of people was into her, so I just don't. So Smooth Realism, I mean, what you're saying is, okay, you're saying somebody that you really like, and I understand that 100%. I'm with you on that. You're saying somebody that you really like and saying, okay, so Ruka should have had that position that they gave Lyra Valkyria. I understand that. I definitely understand that. I mean, you like her. She's your favorite. But, I mean, let's just be real. Let's be truthful. Let's be truthful here. Anytime, one thing about me, one thing you will hear about me is I will talk to you about people that I can't stand or that I don't like and say they shouldn't be getting a push like that. I will say that. LA Knight, I was against him for a long time, and anybody on here will tell you before you done came on here, I couldn't stand LA Knight, but I kept saying he's good for the business. My partner, Christopher Burton, he basically he never can understand when I say things like that. He think I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I know what's good for the business. I've been around long enough to know if an individual is the perfect, the perfect specimen for the business, the perfect character for the business, even if I don't like him, even from my understanding, if I'm pitching that person don't deserve the title because that person's not a good talent or whatever, and I can basically see that. But same thing with Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso, he's great. I love him as a tag team talent. I think him and his brother right now is the best tag team in the world when you have those guys together. But as a solo wrestler, he just don't have it. I don't care how good his yeet game was or whatever. He just don't have it. And I'm like, why in the world are you putting the title on that dude? But LA Knight, to me, still to this day, LA Knight is a C+ wrestler. He's a C+ wrestler. No better than that. I mean, he can. I've seen him wrestle a couple B matches, maybe B- matches. He put in everything, and he done had good matches, very good matches against people that pretty much had to carry him through those matches. But LA Knight still should have had one of the bigger titles. He should have had the United States belt earlier, or the Intercontinental belt, and maybe a head for the world title, because he's very, very good for the business, just like Magnum TA. I didn't think Magnum TA is not that talented, but Magnum TA had the business. He's really good for the business. When somebody good for the business like that, I'm going to be behind them. And so that's what I'm saying about Lyra Valkyrie. Same thing about, who's that girl, man? Who's that girl that Dom running around was supposed to be his girlfriend or whatever? When she had the AEW, not AEW, but WWE Championship, the Liv Morgan, man, in no flipping way should she had that title. And then the second run, she did a lot better. This last run did a lot better, but she is not the talent to be a world champion. But she's good for the business. So it's a double-edged sword with me, straight up. But yeah, Sol Ruka, I mean, you're not going to impress me just because you can do a whole bunch of bounces. It's a mixed girl with curly blonde hair and everything. Yeah, she's got the body build. She's beautiful. But, man, I'm not going to, I was very impressed from the day I saw her. Very impressed. And if you go back and look at our catalog, yes, she was one of my favorite. It was her, and it was as far as in AEW, it was her, the girl that was in the little short girl that was in whatever the little college that they had or whatever, her and those two, and what's the Latin girl. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a while, but those three. But Sol Ruka was like, I thought she had more talent than any of them, but Sol Ruka got hurt. But yeah, I was all for Sol Ruka, but that is not gonna have me putting down Lyra Valkyrie, even though they didn't go with the same gimmick or whatever. I'm not just gonna go ahead out here on a limb and just say, oh, Lyra Valkyrie is no good. I'm definitely not gonna do that. She definitely needs a lot more. And she's, man, hey, let's face it, she's Irish, man. She's not American. And those people, I'm not saying that they're horrible or whatever. They don't have as much charisma as Americans. That's all it is to it. Okay? All right, that's all I got to say on that. Harry, why every match on these AEW shows have to be like 35 plus minutes? Exactly. Long, like, can Tony Khan book some matches quick to get to the point and no matches in on the off the clock?
And that's why I know it is a waste of time. It is a waste of my time. It is a waste of your time to call him out to this ring right now, because I know he won't come down here and get the piss beat out of him a few nights early, because he is an insecure and gutless coward.
Smooth realism, Marcus Miller, I'm crushing her every week. Wow. Marcus Miller, Harry Trashemite has been a 2.5 stars as a whole so far. I'm with you. Been basically like an even show. Smooth realism, as far as the boner meter, I have Alexa and Liv as my favorites. They're pretty good overall, though. Liv gotten way better. Yes, she has. She has improved tremendously. Matt Magnum says the time ran out. Tag match gets 2.5 stars. Yeah, I'm rolling. I can roll with that too, man. Did I say 3.5? I meant 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 stars straight up. That's exactly what I had it at. I didn't mean to say. I think I said 3.5, whatever. But yeah, 2.5. Marcus said, "Smooth, Alexa, and Liv on mine too." Sorry, bro. I can't help it. I see what I like and marry them off the spot. Smooth realism. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. That day, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, man. She's mine. She's mine. Oh, mine. Oh, mine. Marcus Miller. That smooth realism cracking up. Smooth realism. We're gonna have to rock paper scissors for the ladies, Marcus. We got to be more professional. Be more professional up in here.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I'm getting word that we have a message.
Smooth realism. She pushed, but people aren't behind her. She's pushed.
Backstage, I understand. He does want to speak to you, but
Marcus says, Harry, yeah, you was trash tonight every week, and you know that's Magnum's buddy tag team partner. Yep.
something
Yeah, I used to dog him out. I used to dog him.
very bad is going to
Marcus Miller, Harry, Jay sucks as a solo talent. The man needs to reunite with his brother while the better brother Jimmy goes for the U.S. title at the same time. Mm-hmm.
camera, guys. What's going on now?
Smooth realism. In the IWC, Lyra is high on the totem pole. Maybe you see beyond her current role, though.
You're at your most vulnerable when you're angry. Well, say hello.
Alma says 2.5 stars on the tag match. Yeah, goodness, I thought y'all was going to rate that thing higher. I really did.
You're gonna give me what I want.
But me and Mag was on that.
I have 3 requests for Forbidden Door.
Smooth realism. Soul is at the least is a more competitive package at the moment. But like I said, maybe you see something that's not visible like your intuition.
Yes to my 3 requests.
Man, look. Like I said, I've been around the game for a long time. Been watching wrestling for a long time. Smooth realism, and I know you know a lot about it too. But yeah, it's something about her. She has it. And I mean, I was one of those people that never gave up on Steve Austin. Even though, I mean, all the way up into the Stone Cold thing. I'm like, this guy's going to be something one day. One day.
Number 1.
And I was with him all the way back to his stunning Steve Austin days. And then he turned out to be, hey man, one of the greatest far as
Good on you.
guys that you follow. The biggest name, one of the biggest names ever in professional wrestling.
I do not have to use
You always, you have to, when I look at wrestling, I always look at
my match at
the
Forbidden
potential. Potential is always something, potential always strike me with every time I see a wrestler. Is can that wrestler be a superstar? What is there that can make that person a superstar? What is there that's holding that wrestler back?
You, my friend, have until
So,
the count of 5.
but that's just the way I operate. That's the way my mind operates when it comes to wrestling. It's picking out a superstar and seeing the potential in that person.
Put it down. Put it down.
2,
Max, put it down.
3,
What in the world?
4, 5. You got it. 5.
that's what I thought.
Smooth said it's not just that, it's her bars, her theme, her surfer gimmick, and her finisher is insane. Okay. Smooth realism, even her taunt when she rides her opponent like a surfboard board, she's like a female riddle. Wow, man. Wow. Marcus said, smooth realism, watch your mouth on my wife, bro. Smooth says Marcus is a polygamist. Yeah. Marcus Miller says smooth realism, and he's cracking up, man. He's cracking up. My man Smooth Realism says, I'll trust your intuition. One day she's going to be great. I never saw Naomi being good, but here she is, great out of nowhere. That's true. That's true. I saw greatness from her from the get-go, from the jump. But, hey, I've been wrong on a few different people, man. I definitely have in my lifetime as far as a wrestling fan. But for the most part, I'm not. It's the same way with boxing. I'm real good at picking out boxers who's going to be a star or whatever. Real good at picking out matches, why the matches are going on as far as before the matches are going on. Guys be like, who you think going to win here, win this and win that. But in boxing, to me, it's easy. Maybe because that's what I did. But it's easy to me. You can look at the way a person stands. You can look at the body, the way their bodies are. If they're strong going into the fight, or if they're weak. So for the most part, I'm 90-something% right when it comes to a boxing match. But wrestling, a lot of times, I can get it right with wrestling, but the whole thing about it, wrestling is a right, being in the right place at the right time. Because it comes down to the booker, how much the booker want to put behind you, how much the promoter want to put behind you, if you're going to become a star or not. Because you could be a star out here, you be somebody great, and then move up to WWE or AEW, and then not be anything no more. You can be great out here on the indies and pretty much move up, and they never let you get to the spot that you need to be or where you should be. It's a sad thing. Smooth Realism said, we'll see, though. That's true, Smooth Realism. I have no clue, and I'm going to be honest with you, because she is from Ireland. She's from Ireland, and I don't know how far they're going to let her go. I just see something. I see something coming up totally different later on in the future with WWE. They can't continue to go this way, this route that they're going down. They cannot continue with this route.
There's a reason
Our fans are going to tune them out.
With SUVs for life's adventures, trucks as dependable as the people who drive them. EVs to charge up as
Smooth said you got to bet and get some bags. Matt says Naomi got better when she came back from TNA Impact. Yes, she did. Marcus says Smooth Realism, you should see Naomi Trinity run the TNA. She was golly over there. Check it out when you have the time. WWE seeing her work and built from there. Yep. Smooth Realism. Check it out, Marcus. Marcus said that Mag Facts, fantastic work over there. Marcus said Smooth Realism, bro. Alma says I'm back. Saw that segment with MJF, Mark Briscoe, and Hangman. It was tasteless to me. Almost set Mark on fire. Wow. Yep. Wow. Oh my God.
Well, obviously, in a sense, Hangman Adam Page in pursuit of MJF. He has left the Hydro. I'm sure MJF probably 2 towns over by now.
Man, goodness sake.
Brian, I've got to ask you, what kind of headspace is Hangman?
Smooth Realism, Tony Storm too. She was on my boner list, but I never thought she was gonna be as good as she is now. Smooth Realism, you say she's good, huh? She's good. All right. Marcus Miller says, Alma Clark, I hope you're enjoying the show overall on Trash and Mike. Goodness sake, Trash and Mike. Man.
The added stipulations from MJF. Title can change hands on count out or disqualification, and he doesn't have the next contract. MJF really stacking the deck against Hangman.
All right. Here comes Mercedes Moné, guys. Mercedes Moné. Oh, Mercedes looking pretty good coming out here. Mercedes Moné.
Championship on the line, a 4-way match with global implications. There you see one of the women that will challenge Mercedes Persephone, representing CMLL. We also understand that Japanese wrestling promotion.
Marcus Miller, Smooth Realism, Tony Storm, his wife number 20, claimed her last year. Smooth Realism, you got them numbered.
In London, and of course, Alex Windsor, the UK's own, will represent AEW against Mercedes Moné with the TBS.
Yeah, this works a lot better when there's a lot more people in the ring.
We got a lot of great women's matches coming up, and Forbidden Door and this just
Marcus Miller, Smooth Realism, you know it, bro. Dana. Smooth Realism, I feel like you have a legit list. Oh, what is this, a contract signing? Or is they going to wrestle on Max? Okay. Should be pretty good. Christine, why y'all? All I'm going to say, good night, everyone. Take care. Catch up with you tomorrow. With you next time. Okay, Christine Salsa Girl. Appreciate you coming in. Smooth Realism. He carries some paper around, and people think he's doing something productive. Meanwhile, they have no idea. Smooth Harry. Oh, my goodness. Here comes Just what Marcus said. My number one baby mama, Mercedes, dumb, or dumbass, or whatever you calling her.
Himself in a position to challenge Mercedes Moné and the TBS Championship. It was just weeks ago that Windsor debuted in AEW.
Okay, Alex Windsor, and here comes Tony Storm. They're like timeless. Mag say, you know, I gotta say, old timey movie lady, Tony Storm. Yes, sir, Mag. Yes, sir. And everybody, guys, prayers for my man Mag Magnum, who's still in the hospital, guys. And you know, pretty much they checking him out and all for his high blood pressure and everything. So definitely, all prayers out to my man Mag Magnum. I don't think he's I don't think he's in danger. He's pretty stable. But yeah, make sure you pray for my man Mag Magnum. Pray for Mag Magnum in the name of Jesus Christ, guys. 100%. My man, definitely lift him up in Christ's name. All right. I know not everybody in here is a Christian, but hey, you coming through. And if you're not a praying person, definitely keep my man's name, keep my man in your thoughts. All right. Let's see. Mag says, enjoy the rest of your evening, Christine. Marcus Mag Magnum. I know that's one of the reasons I married Tony. Alma says, here she is, Miss Movie Lady. Yes. Smooth realism. Damn. One, I don't know about that, but I do want to give her the money shot. Wow. Smooth realism says later, Christine.
Mercedes Moné and Alex Windsor starting things off from their respective sides. This will be the first meeting between Mercedes Moné.
All right, Alma says prayers for Mag, B90.
Classic battle.
Christine, Marcus Miller says, Christine, saucy girl, good night, sis. Don't forget to contact me so I can get you on the news and wrestling. Marcus said, Magnum, prayers.
Side headlock on the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné.
Alex Windsor's impressed a lot of people in her short time here in AEW. And one of the reasons why is, her fundamentals are so good.
Okay, nice takedown.
Snap the side headlock takeover over.
And this is against a seasoned performer, Mercedes Moné.
Windsor, very recently, as I mentioned, joining the ranks, the locker room of All Elite Wrestling. And now Windsor, step ahead. A Mercedes shoulder tackle takes the CEO down.
Yeah, strong and had a lot of momentum hitting that rope that time. There's no chance for Mercedes.
Wow. Yeah. One of the things I'm impressed by is her speed. Alex Windsor's speed. You know, she's a strong woman. Then she's also very fast. But look at Mercedes Moné's technique.
Smooth realism says WCW Tori Wilson is probably the GOAT on the boner list. She was thick and was pretty. Yes, that's my favorite. Smooth. Wow.
Strike on target.
I don't think a striking exchange is what she wants with Alex Windsor.
Nice.
I'm curious to see what tags are going to be made between Mercedes and Athena. They've been arguing since they walked in the ring.
And we know that Windsor and Tony Storm have no problems working together.
Yeah, I think of the egos involved with Mercedes and Athena.
Mercedes, 1, 2. Windsor kicking out.
Mark said Tony Storm and Mercedes, shucky ducky, quack, quack. Shucky ducky, 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 quack, quack, shucky ducky. All right, Max says, thanks again, Harry, for those encouraging words, and thank you, everyone, for your prayers and thoughts. No doubt, man, no doubt. Continual prayers, my brother, continual prayers. What in the world? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Stepping into the ring.
You see the face of Mercedes. Like, what is wrong with that woman?
That's how she throws people off. Sometimes you think she's a joke, but then she comes out there in the way that she wrestles.
Strong waist lock. Cinched in by Timeless Tony Storm. Athena backing the champion up to the corner. And Athena, great nose over the leg. Great job.
Tony don't like that. Tony like, I'm the only one who does the hip shots. Smacking those big hips of hers. Okay, nice snapmare takeover by Athena. That was beautiful. Oh, yeah, nice arm drag right there. Athena putting in some work. Oh, nice drop kick. Okay. Marcus said, Magnum, no problem, bro. Get well soon. I'll handle Punk for you because of the disrespect. He gave you a homie LA Knight.
In her world title reigns. But I wonder if there's a little bit of an intimidation factor with Athena, given, I mean, she's only been beaten once in a singles match, and that was by Mercedes, and that was with a roll-up back in April in the almost 1,000 days since she's held the Ring of Honor title.
Yeah, Athena has seemed impenetrable. That's got to be weighing on the mind of Toni Storm. A pair of headbutts delivered by Toni Storm, which means could be on the verge. A little do-she-know, if you will. Toni Storm looking for the hip attack. Sidestepped by Mercedes, crashing out to the floor, and now Mercedes on the move. Toni Storm interrupts the progress of Mercedes. Athena pulled the hair. Did she ever interrupt?
They need to be paying attention.
Athena barking at Mercedes.
Goodness sake! Athena hurt herself by doing that. Goodness.
Mercedes going off the floor, and now the DDT interrupted. Athena weaves underneath. Athena just planted Storm on the floor.
All right, Marcus said, Harry, I ain't gonna lie. If there was a possibility of Mel's getting pregnant, what? Mel's getting pregnant. Mercedes and Tony would be the biological parents of the kids that got popped out. Pause. Wow, dude. Wow. Marcus said, Tony hips, she's getting pregnant tonight. I hear you, man. She got some beautiful hips. I will say that. Alma Clark says, oh, snap, B90.
After doing it all, a Lazy Boy recliner takes you from zero to lazy, melting it all away with comfort that doesn't quit. Feel for yourself at Lazy Boy. 0% interest for 48 months. Lazy Boy, long live the lazy. I'm in trouble.
All right, operator, let's find him a ride to fit all his stuff. Hire up Auto Intelligence.
Smooth realism, yeah, and kayfabe Tony is smashing everyone's wives on the down low. If I was one of her husbands, I'd be mad. I wasn't included in their affairs. Oh, snap.
And you can do it too from all over the country.
Wow. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming in and rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. First time you coming through, you seeing this, definitely hit that like, share, join. If you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, 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 so you know we're on like times like these. Do the same thing if you're over on Twitch, and if you see us over on X, guys, formerly known as Twitter, definitely hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Marcus Miller at Smooth Realism, you want the information now? You know I'm married to her. Goodness sake. Threw her down with Mercedes Moné, threw down Alex Winsdor with authority, guys. Had her by the hair and just boom.
Sonic just made snack time official with $1 Snacky Hour. $1 corn dogs, $1 mozzarella sticks, and $1 salt pretzel twist every day from 2 to 5 p.m. Sonic Snacky Hour. Live free, eat Sonic. We're making a splash with the Summer Twisted Tea Drop. Twisted Tea fans love the smooth, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Real brewed tea with a 5% hint of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. mopping is hard work. Then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact. Plus, its 360-degree swivel head fades up along baseboards and even behind the toilet. Bye-bye, bucket. The Swiffer Power Mop. There's nothing like college football that will everything that comes with it. How you feel? I'm excited to play football.
All right, smooth realism. She can't ride the carpet alone. I want to see a whole new world too. Okay. Wow, man. This, I just don't know.
What are you doing without that?
Nothing. We're just friends.
I've heard that one before.
The American Pie Reunion on Dinner and a Movie, Saturday at 8 on TBS.
Aew Dynamite.
They dragging some of these matches out.
Underway as we approach Forbidden Door. This Sunday, London, England, Athena, Mercedes Moné, tag team partners. A little bit of miscommunication. There's Alex Windsor trying to make it to the corner to tag in the AEW Women's World Champion. Timeless Tony Storm.
Athena just rocked Mercedes.
And Tony Storm gets the tag. And now the drop kick for the woman she will face this Sunday at Forbidden Door. Athena swing and a miss. Tony Storm raining down. Right hands on her challenger.
Athena trying to cover up. Athena realized there's nobody there. She made a mistake, and now she's paying for it.
And also speaking of this Sunday, oh wait a second, there's a suplex. Today, Athena able to kick out. Mercedes Moné puts her TBS Championship on the line in a four-way match. Alex Windsor representing AEW, Persephone representing CML.
Who is this lady?
Found out earlier today that it will be Bozilla, the second generation
Bozilla?
from Stardom, the fourth competitor in the match for the TBS Championship. Windsor, short arm lariat.
I like that.
Athena able to kick out.
Great teamwork. That time by Tony Storm and Alex Windsor. Wow.
In a very short time, Brian, Alex Windsor has shown why she was one of the best kept secrets on the independent scene here in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, she's come in. She's strong. She's explosive. She's technically sound. She's done a great job since coming to AEW.
But Mercedes, interrupting
Goodness
the set of
sake.
Windsor. And now Jackknife.
Mag says right on, Marcus. Thank you.
But unfortunately for her, put Athena in position to tag up to Mercedes Moné. I'm not sure Storm realizes it. Mongolian chops once again.
Oh, snap. Oh. That ain't going to pin Tony. I mean, she ain't going to give up. Marcus said this chick needs to keep their hands off of Mercedes and Tony, or I'm going to sue.
You've got to imagine, Brian, that does not sit well with the CEO, the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné.
Alma Clark says Mercedes and Athena needs to stay focused, or they will lose the match. Too much animosity. That's exactly right, Alma.
Her title without even being pinned.
Marcus says, Magnum, no problem, bro. I got you back.
The title, but in a four-way, like you said, Brian, you're not even in the ring, and all of a sudden you're the throne. It just, you touched on it.
All right, Marcus Miller said, Harry, you're going to watch the NXT pay-per-views on Saturday, then Forbidden Snores on Sunday. Probably going to do the NXT pay-per-view. I don't know about that Forbidden Door. I don't know. Guys, let me think on that. Because I know I'm going to get a good pay-per-view. I know that's going to be good. But then you're going to have, what you're going to have is the AEW faithful going to go crazy and act like it's the greatest thing they ever seen in their life. And then next thing you know, we're going to come back to Wednesday. It's going to be the same old Dynamite or come back, Collision or what. It's going to be the same old thing, the TV shows. I really can't stand it. I really don't like it when AEW have their pay-per-views and they have like this big match or they have like one or two matches and people act like it's the greatest thing that they ever seen. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You see Danielson and Omega? You see Ospreay? And whoever else, anybody. Just Ospreay and Ricochet. Did you see that match? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Wrestling is going to be so great now. AEW is just the most beautiful thing in the world. Oh, Tony Khan is really getting it now. He's really getting it. He knows how to do it.
I mean, she was laying motion.
That kind of stuff get on my nerve. And I mean, and the wrestling community gets like that every time the AEW has a pay-per-view, guys. And I really don't want to be part of it. Just like this match right here is going pretty good. But I hope they do have a successful pay-per-view. I'm definitely rolling with that. I want a successful pay-per-view. And I want their TV shows to get better, guys, as we go. Smooth Realism says, my man named himself after a browser. Now, what you guys think about this Alex Windsor?
Yeah, one of the things I've been impressed with is her rotational power. You see it when she swings those clotheslines.
I mean, the way they talking about her like she's the greatest thing since bread was sliced, guys.
You can see it in Alex Windsor.
Alex Windsor. Okay, not Windsor, but Windsor. But the way they come off about her, they do. They come off about her like she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't see it. Marcus said, but I do like her. I do like her. But I do think she has probably about another year to 15 months to go. And she's going to be outstanding. She's cracking up.
Well, back in the ring, Alex Windsor. Pinfall attack. Mercedes reverses. Windsor and Mercedes separate, but not for long.
All right, Marcus says, move. Said Peacock is still associated with WWE through the Saturday night main event shows and the NXT pay-per-views that will still be on there. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on her landing. It's hard to see from here how she actually landed. Oh, no.
Oh, wait. Windsor?
Marcus said, I mean, Smooth Realism, my bad on not spelling your whole name. Goodness sake. Wow. Smooth Realism, I thought Peacock was losing WWE in 2026. Not all of it. Smooth Realism said, you're good, Marcus. My man Scott Larson, hashtag Truth Harry, you the man. Funny stuff. Yeah, man. What's going on, Scott Larson, man? Prayers out to my man Scott Larson, too, guys. The Lord knows he knows the need, so definitely prayers out for us. Goodness sake. Nice move from Athena. But yeah, prayers out to my man Scott Larson. Like I said, the Lord knows the need. Definitely lift him up, keep him strong. Always continual prayers for my man Scott Larson. Continual prayers for my man Magnum while he's over in the hospital and beyond. Hey, all of us, we pray for each and every one of you, each and every one of each of each other. Let's pray for each other. Let's hey, ask the Lord for blessings for all of us. But definitely send out a special prayer to my man Magnum and my man Scott Larson from hashtag Truth. Alma Clark, we definitely praying for you every day for your life to continue to get better. But man, much respect to my whole panel. Everybody come in rocking with me tonight. My man Marcus Miller, Smooth Realism, Ray Underwood, Alma Clark, Magnum, man, Will Rally Sport all the way from England, Christine Saucy Girl, Black Rain 779, Black Rain 7920. But yeah, everybody that's come through tonight. And of course, Scott Larson from hashtag Truth. And we had a lot of other people who probably came through, didn't say anything. And there's a few other names. My man Lucas coming through. Young man Lucas coming through tonight. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in as we rock this AEW Dynamite out tonight, guys. I'm going to stay on for a little while longer. Talk about some more wrestling. Just talk about a few things here before I get off. So, hey, stick in here with me, guys. Let me turn this TV off. I'll bring myself on camera in just a little bit. Alma Clark says, that's it. I'm stealing all their lunch. Buy Pizza Hut, right? That last match, I'm going to give that last match 2.5 stars, guys. I'm going to give AEW Dynamite 2.5. I'm going to give it 2.7. They was on the cusp of doing a 2.8, almost a 3-star show. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars, guys. 2.5 and a thumbs up. It was okay. It was decent. Like I said, it was on the cusp of getting 3 stars. It was pretty decent. All right, Marcus Miller, Harry, the AEW pay-per-view will be having 14 matches, with the pay-per-view being like 10 plus hour long. That's including the 4-hour pre-shows. Too long, quality over quantity. That's why WWE does 7-match pay-per-views. Actually, they do lower than that. They're doing 5 matches now. But wow, that is kind of crazy. That's real crazy. Smooth Realism saying, amen to that. Too much fanboy stuff in pretty much every media idea, entertainment. It's like they put themselves in a box and never leave that box. That's true. Marcus Miller says, Smooth Realism, thank you. Smooth Realism says, Tony and Harley Cameron are the only ones I sweat on AEW. Yeah, Harley Cameron is pretty nice too. Yeah, Mag says, crazy one for Athena and the CEO, 2.5 stars. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mag. Marcus says, Smooth Realism, they will lose the main roster pay-per-view this year and NXT pay-per-views, but the Saturday night main event will be on there, as is a show on NBC, which is associated with Peacock. Marcus Miller says, Smooth Realism, Tony and Harley Cameron will be feeding me breakfast in the morning after Netflix and chilling. Oh, my gosh. Man, Matt says, you guys made watching AEW Dynamite from the hospital a whole lot of fun. Well, I'm glad we was able to do that, Mag. Most definitely. Most definitely. Smooth Realism, Peacock has some good shows, but that still hurts losing pay-per-views. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know one thing. Yeah, ESPN's my dump Peacock or whatever. I'm definitely not going to do that. All right, Smooth Realism, prayers up. All right, Marcus Miller says, Magnum, I agree. This is why I got on here before watching Trash Mite, as I can get through the show on the stream. Smooth Realism says, you can have her breakfast. Harley will be using her puppies to handle me. Marcus Miller says, I agree. Trash Mite was like a 2.65 stars. Magnum says, Dynamite gets 2.5 stars tonight. Yes, sir, Mag. Mag says, Marcus said, Magnum is the same. Yeah, me too, the same. That's what it was, 2.5 stars. I think it was on the cover. It could have been a little bit better, but, they needed to bring us a little bit more. Failed to do that. But, yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in, rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show tonight. Guys, hey, before you leave, most definitely go ahead and hit that like, share, join. If you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, ding, 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 so you know we're on like times like these. Do the same thing if you're over on Twitch. And if you over on, what is that? X. You see us on X, you hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and follow Straight Up Wrestling Show. But, guys, you just stick in here with me just a little while longer. Marcus Miller says, Smooth Realism saying you will take Harley's puppets is crazy. But, man, look, wow. Guys, look, wrestling. The way I look at wrestling is this. I wish Richard was still here, Richard Hood. You still here, man, chime in or whatever. Wrestling, the way I look at wrestling is it's a culture. It's a culture. And the culture that you decide to build, that's what you're going to get. And AEW has built this culture of, they built this culture of pretty much spot moves, the spectacular, the gymnastic type feats, the daredevil type feats, the shock value type thing, and that's what they did from the jump, and that's what they was relying on, and they have garnered a over reliance on that, and it's playing to the day. And I saw that from when I first started watching it. I'm like, these guys, they don't care nothing about writing stories, a storyline or anything like that. Not just that, I thought they couldn't do it. They really couldn't do it and do it effective. Now, they have had some storylines, but not many, as far as in the history of AEW, that really made sense or that was really meaningful for the near future. That's something that you can look back on and say, oh, man, gosh, I remember this, I remember that. That was so great. So it is what it is. And then you go and you look at WWE. WWE, all the way back to ever since Vince McMahon Sr. took over, it's been basically like a fair. You're going to the fair, going to the circus or whatever. It's always been the big show. That's what it is. And now it has it has just pretty much came full circle to what that is. That's what that brand is. You look at it, it's all glitz and glamour. And at least back then when it was glitz and glamour, you had at least 60%, 60 to 65% wrestling. The rest of it was the show. Now it's mainly the show. The show, and it seems they have went the way of AEW when it comes to storylines. And when I'm talking storylines, their storylines is attacking people. Attack. And that's what AEW has been doing for years. Attack. That way it can keep you distracted on what really goes on and how wrestling should be. And that's sad. I mean, sadly, I hate to say that, but it's 100% true. 100% true. And like I said before, the way that WWE goes, all of wrestling goes. All the way from AEW down to TNA to NXT. I mean, not NXT, but what is it? NWA, all the way down to the indie scene. Everybody follows the WWE, what the WWE is doing. They follow it and say, this is good. They're going to be good for my promotion. This is what's going to make us sell. And we copy exactly everything that the WWE is doing. And right now, we need somebody to come in. We need somebody to come in that has some kind, some money and that want to see wrestling done right. 100%. 100%. No sugarcoating it or anything. They want wrestling to be what wrestling's supposed to be. Wrestling is hurting for that individual. So I'm wondering if that individual is out there, somebody out there who's going to come in here and do this thing the right way and take wrestling into the future. Man, I hope it happens before before the end of my lifetime. Definitely hope it happens within the next 12 to 20 years or so. I feel I'll be here a good while unless something happens. The good Lord decides to take me. But most likely probably will be here. And we don't know with the way the WWE, what the WWE is doing with wrestling. I don't think it's a good thing for them to try to blanket, try to overshadow, try to knock out AEW as far as with their pay-per-views or whatever, to try to crush them. I don't think it's a good idea. And do I think AEW is going to be able to absorb that? Now, they have fans who are 100% loyal to them. 100% loyal to them. But a lot of times those fans up and leave because they get tired of it. So, who knows? Who knows? But, guys, I'm not sure if I'll do Forbidden Door or not. I may do it, especially if I had Christopher Burton. I would do it if Chris was off that day. I definitely would do it. But yeah, I'm gonna look into the NXT premium live event. Try to get them while I can, guys. We try to get them while we can. Let me go back and see if I can get some comments here. Marcus Smooth Realism, Tony, and Harley Cameron will be feeding me breakfast in the morning after Netflix and chilling. Yeah, we talked about that one. Yeah, Mag said you guys made the show from the hospital, his hospital bed, and appreciate it. Smooth Realism, Peacock has some good shows, but it's still hurting lose those pay-per-views. Then had a prayer from my man Smooth Realism I'm pretty sure for Mag. Clark says, Magnum, I agree. This is why I get on here before watching Trash and Mike, as I can get through. No, Marcus said that. The show on the stream. Smooth Realism, you can have her breakfast. Harley will be using her puppets to handle me. Marcus, I agree. Trash and Mike with like 2.5 to 6, 5 stars. 2.6 to 5 stars. All right, Mag says, Dylan. No, Mag says Dynamite gets 2.5 stars. Yes, sir. Dynamite. Mag says, Marcus said, Magnum, same, bro. Marcus Miller, smooth realism, saying you will take Harley's puppets is crazy. Smooth Realism, the merchandise puppet, to be specific. Marcus says, good night, Straight Up Wrestling family. See everyone here next week. Also, and Harry, don't forget to make me a moderator. Make me a moderator. Definitely won't forget that, Marcus. Definitely got to get you in here. Smooth Realism says the Mercedes puppet was cute as F. I wish Nostradamus was as creative. Marcus Miller, Smooth Realism, hey, the Mercedes puppet mine too. Puppy are mine too. She's my baby mama. Everything of her are mine. Good night, bro. Marcus Miller, puppets are mine. Smooth Realism says Marcus gonna get the Lorena Bobbitt special for all the cheating and polygamy. I hear you. Smooth Realism. Yep, that's not a good deal for anybody. Marcus says Smooth Realism, all my other 129 wives are fine with it. No sweat on my end. Mag says Smooth Realism regarding Lorena Bobbitt. Exactly. Smooth Realism, the woman might be okay, but these puppets don't play. Watch yourself now. I hear you. Marcus said that Smooth Realism, that's okay, bro, as long as they get they turn, which they do all day, every day. Marcus with the prayer hands. Smooth Realism says those would be some cute puppets. All right, maybe is that the last one? I think it is. Give me just a second here. Make sure. Yep, but hey, like I said, appreciate each and every one of you guys coming in on Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. But I'm gonna end this stream, man. Hey, been a good night. It really has been a good night, even though the show did drag a little bit, but the show wasn't that bad overall. It was pretty good, guys. And I'm gonna have to catch you guys one, man. Marcus Miller says, Harry, no, bro, you skipped some comments. What did I skip, man? Let me go back and see. What did I skip? Try to get everything. I think I got it all, man. Okay, right here is what I need to look at. All right, guys, give me just a moment here. My man Ray Underwood says WWE is talking about having John Cena's last match to go up against AEW's World's End. Yes, I saw that, Ray. Marcus Miller says start at Magnus regarding the Lorena Bobbitt commitment and go down from there. I think I got that, man. I went from there. I seen that. Saw that, Marcus, when he laughed about that. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I got all of them from there. Right there from Mag says Smooth Realism regarding Lorena Bobbitt. And then Realism, the woman might be okay. The woman might be okay, but those puppets don't play. Watch yourself now. Smooth realism. Marcus said, smooth realism. That's okay. They're okay, bro. As long as they get they turn, which they do all day, every day. Now I didn't get that. I don't think I got the last two. Those two right there. This is where I came in. Marcus with the praying hands. I know that. Smooth realism. This man is gonna have multiple puppet babies in the world. I think I missed that one. Smooth realism says, can you imagine that they would be scary as hell, a half human, half puppet? Wow. I didn't get that. Matt says, awesome show tonight. Harry, thanks for the prayers, everyone. I'm going to get some rest. Everyone have a great evening. You too, Magnum. You too, Mag. Appreciate it, brother. Marcus says, smooth realism, oh yeah, all over the place. Give me the Tony, Mercedes, Mina, Thekla, Harley, Jamie puppets all day. Didn't get that one. Smooth realism said, prayers to you, Magnum. All right, cool. Marcus said, smooth realism, those will be some cute puppets. All right, here we go. Marcus said, Harry, you skipped some comments. Okay, that's where it was at. Thank you, Marcus. Raymond WWE is talking about having John Cena's last match to go up against AEW's World End. Wow. Yep. My man Marcus Miller says, start at Magnum regarding the Lorena Bobby comment and go down from there. And one thing I want to ask you guys, man, look, WWE talking about in September, they talking about going on at 6:30 on some of these shows. You know, going an hour and a half early on some of the shows. So, hey, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, guys. Marcus said Raymond Underwood and Cena retirement match will have more ratings than World's End. WWE is purposely doing this. Oh, yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Marcus Miller says, Harry and everyone have a peaceful night. See y'all next Wednesday for Trash and Mike, like always. Yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday, Marcus. Hopefully I have you already on there. Definitely go ahead and have you as a moderator on. So, but yeah, definitely see you next week, my man. All right. But, hey, speaking of that, I'll see everybody next week, guys, or I'll see everybody maybe tomorrow or whatever. I will be coming on doing some podcasting tomorrow, but I definitely see you guys. But I'll talk to you later. Stay straight up. Been having a great night tonight, but stay straight up. Really appreciate you guys. See ya. Peace.